All right, so what can we expect from the rest of today and the rest of the season? Let's bring in former players and Boston Red Sox icons, Curt Schilling and Johnny Damon. Gentlemen, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
What's up?
All right, let me just ask both of you real quick. What are you hearing from players in terms of how they feel this season's going to go and what it's been like during this sort of mini preseason?
Well, a bunch of the players that we played with, they're all retired now. So we are dealing with our families and we are paying attention to what's being said. And they're going to try to do their best. They're going to try to bring their A game every time. And the rules are tough. I mean, no high-fiving, no spitting, no hugging. And that's the kind of stuff that Curt and I got used to winning championships.
Curt,
Did a
you're a
lot
big
of
hugger.
spitting.
What do you think?
Yeah, we did a lot of spitting and a lot of hugging. That was one of the keys to the '04 team. Listen, this is I'm stunned they're playing. I don't see one of two things is going to happen here, Sean. Either the season's going to get canceled because of how horrifying the coronavirus is, or the left is going to be completely exposed for the frauds that they are. Because if we go 60 games and nobody is sick and everything's fine, then what's this all for? What's this all about? But here's my question. What are you going to do? Like the Blue Jays, Toronto said no. They said, okay, we'll go to Pittsburgh. Pennsylvania said no. There's so many hurdles here that I wonder how this plays out, because for example, let's just say that the Yankees and Dodgers are in the World Series and the night before game 2, 7 Yankees test positive.
Yeah.
What do you do?
That's a great question.
So many of the things, and God forbid, and I pray that this doesn't even come close to happening. What happens if somebody to the caliber of Mike Trout gets it and passes away? What then? How's I don't know. I just think that this is, but money wins. Money always wins, and that's why they're playing.
Well, let's pray nothing like that does happen.
Yeah.
But you bring up a great question. Johnny, one of the questions that Sean and I have had is this even going to be considered a season moving forward? Will it have an asterisk by it forever?
Yeah. Well, I think Curt and I would take any 60-game season because we've done it. We've ended up playing about 210 games if you count spring training, the playoffs. The 60-game schedule is going to give every team an opportunity to make the playoffs, and the races are going to be fun. I think if you go back to last season, there's only one team that would not have made the playoff, and that's the Washington Nationals, and they end up winning the World Series. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm excited to watch, and hopefully everybody can bring their A game.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Johnny. You know this, I know this, Curt knows this, but the Red Sox usually, turn a big corner sometimes around the All-Star break. And so you kind of have this end of the season thing. And if you're compacting it like this, it makes it a lot harder to have those comebacks. And you're right, you're going to have a lot of guys at the end. It's like a train wreck, where they're all stacked up trying to get in the playoffs. Curt, as a pitcher, let's talk about the rule changes a little. No DH, total DH in both leagues now. How would that have made a difference in your career?
That sucks. That absolutely is terrible. I would rather face me than David Ortiz. Let's put it that way. But there's a lot of things happening. Here's the thing. I'm a traditionalist, but most everything that's ever happened, from the wild card to other stuff, it ends up being better than you think. I'm this runner on second base thing makes me want to kind of throw up in my mouth a little bit, because I think that's as amateurish as anything I've ever seen. I don't understand that. But I would like to be able to give up a run and not have it count against my ERA, which apparently that's what it's going to do. I mean, the thing I was going to say, the thing that Johnny said, you got to look at this as we're at August 1st and every team in big leagues is tied. I mean, that's basically where you're at. So that, you can lose a division in a week now. And you can also get back into the race in 4 days or with the series. I mean, so everything's going to be condensed, including the suspense and the anxiety. I just wonder, I don't know about Johnny, But I would tell you that every great memory I ever have in my career involves the fan.
Yep.
I mean, if you think about, the Bloody Sock game, well, it was 55,000 New York people quietly sitting on their hands, which was awesome. If you think about, the David's walk-off hits in Fenway Park, and like I said, everything the fans are the first piece of the memory, because without that fan reaction, you don't have anything different. And so that was such a big part of me, and being able to get up for a game postseason in October was all about the energy the fans brought, and that's not going to be there no matter how hard you try. So I think that's going to be very awkward to see how they play out.
Yeah, cardboard cutout doesn't really make out for a fan in the seat for sure. And how much pressure is on these players too, because each game essentially, like you're saying, Curt, is worth like almost 3 games. So there's a lot of pressure on these players out there, but it's so great to have you guys and get your input on opening day. I know a lot of people are really excited. I know Sean and I are excited that it's coming back.
Yeah, thanks guys. I appreciate being here.
You.
Go Sox.
Take care, JD.
Hey, take care now. Thank you.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.